Welcome back to my interdisciplinary art studio, Halloween edition. Cute. I feel like I need like Halloween sound effects. Basically, I have like a billion projects that I want to make to celebrate fall and spooky season. I made 3 different patchwork projects from scrap. Like a little baby broom. Made Nightmare Before Christmas decor as well as over the garden wall decor. Today, I am not doing fine art. I am not doing my work. I have really wanted to make sure that I have art hobbies. So, here's what I've started. I got this fabric as leftover scraps at one of my favorite shops. So I've been wanting to try some new designs and figured a little crafty project would be a great way to do so. I think this could be the start of a pot holder, a placemat. I'm really excited how this is coming out. I don't know what this will end up being. This owl is so cute. Using my walking foot, I quilted a little quilt sandwich together, so cotton batting with a solid piece of cotton that was very orange and very Halloween. So one of them I did more of a design and the other was completely improvisational from all the scraps that I had left over from other projects that I had been working on this fall. I was excited that I had this scrap of bias binding from the thrift store. It has a nice neutral base because it's so saturated with the orange. I felt like this was more of our style. So folding that over, using a Wonder Clips and getting it going. Now we've got 2 cozy placemats. When we have pasta, we use the orange side, so if we spill it, it won't go on the white. Pumpkin. It's like a little hot plate guy for my friend Tara for her birthday. It's like, I never have time to do spooky stuff. So I was like, I will make you something spooky. Hello, good morning. Here in Maine, it gets crispy real quick. Yesterday, I went to Goodwill and I found some fun goodies, including this broom. Thank goodness, because I'm freezing. I feel like this would be fun to just like attach flowers to or something cute, something witchy and spooky. Let's grab a bunch of supplies and see what is calling to me. I used some scrap florals that I had left over from our wedding, wrapped them with wire and secured them to the broom. I tried to make them in little clusters and then I just used my needle nose pliers, nice and small, tied things on and tried to create a design that would be pleasing. Well, that was fast. Like a little baby broom. I'll show a little reveal at the end when I kind of install everything as decoration. Also, so my rule for anything that I own, especially garments, if it's worth owning, it is worth repairing. I had a few holes in some of my all-time favorite fall garments that I've ever made, so I decided to just repair them really quickly. I used the serger and then just tucked my little tails. Dan got me this little mushroom bat. It's like, what will the squish people think of next? We're calling him Stitch because because he's like ripped. He's got like a little hole. So I'm gonna darn him and just make sure he's doing okay. So happy, yay! I want to make Sally's potion bottle, the like frog's breath guy, epoxy sculpt. It's got a part A and part B, and you mix it together apparently. This stuff is cool. I essentially just squished it right onto the glass jar that I had saved from an old thing of handmade tea that my friend makes, and using my finger and a few light tools that wouldn't kind of smush into it, just adding water to smooth things out and draw in the words. That's so cute. It's like so cute and chunky. Like I like how thick it is. So it just sticks right to it. I feel like the first time doing something like this, doing a Tim Burton inspired piece is perfect because it's so rough, you know? It's not like it needs to be super clean. The thing I'm a little nervous for is the frog, because I want it to look like a little frog is coming out. Form clay, air dries. It's an air dry clay. I made a little frog face. I was trying to do his body, audie, but it didn't really work out. I tried one with the epoxy and one with the air dry clay. So these are like his little guys. So I'm gonna let those dry like that because I'm just gonna kind of glue everything down. And then this will be sticking out. I was surprisingly both easier than I thought and harder than I thought.
I figured my tree would want to celebrate Halloween as well. So I decided to make the Night Before Christmas Halloween door on the front of my tree.
It's very bright. I'm gonna draw.
I used the Dremel for the first time, and I basically just carved into it to make it look like wood grain and then recess it where you would have carved out the eyes and the mouth.
Hello, I'm back from a lovely fall day. We went to Portland and did some really fun stuff. We saw some art galleries, got inspired, saw some really cool shops that had beautiful artwork and fiber arts, and just enjoyed the fall day. And things are drying, some things are not so dry. This guy I decided to put in the fridge because I heard you could kind of cool them down in the fridge. Dios squeegee. Oh, and he's got like a weird, it's fine, he's got a little underbite. You do your thing in there.
Coming for you next. That's so fun. This is such a unique material. Okay, I think that's honestly good. I guess I should spray it one more time. This is fine.
I'm gonna do a couple more coats of Plasti Dip on a couple of things, and then I'm gonna get to painting. So we found one of these like plastic pumpkin things, and Dan sawed it in half for me. So this will be the base of our Enoch.
I just looked at a nice close-up picture of his face. I tried to make the base a variety of oranges because it has kind of that darker band and then a lighter band next to it. And then for the eyes, just some yellow, black, and other dark colors to make a little bit more nuanced. Then I added his smile in a bunch of different layers for depth so it wasn't just like black and white.
Casual Pugsley cosplay. It's the actual prettiest day ever today. Honestly, last week was my shop update. I mostly did art administrative stuff the past couple of weeks. I feel like I really need some time to actually be making stuff and just have some fun. Enoch needs more definition in his mouth. I just did the base layer last night. I need to figure out what I'm gonna use for the fabric, for the body arm things. Cute. I love him.
His lips aren't white or yellow. They're yellow with a little bit of green, and then there's like black and brown, and then his teeth aren't just pure white. They're a little bit of gray. So just getting the nuance of those from the photos, just looking at that online was really helpful. Time for my personal favorite part of all of Over the Garden Wall. The part where they're in Pottsfield and they open the door and there's these two little pumpkin guys just looking super weird and spooky.
I just drew it in pencil and got a lot of it on my hand. I'm going to paint the background and the little pumpkin-y figures at the same time. Get the first coat down, and then I'll move on to something else.
To get their expression right, I did a lot of different layers, and you'll see that later on.
I think it's a really cute shape, and I think will be perfect for what I'm thinking. Also, Dan got me some flowers earlier this month, and they obviously died. I love hang drying flowers. I figured this would be really cute to have kind of sticking out of the jar and would make it more of a decoration and look really pretty to have out. I gotta say, epoxy sculpt is the real deal. This stuff is cool. One part of each, smash them together. Oh, it's getting cold in here, so it's hard to get out.
Just like with the Frog's Breath bottle, I just made a little mixture of part A and part B, placed it on using my finger and water and some soft carving tools.
Okay, this is dry, mostly. Dry fully, and then I'm going to Plasti Dip this. So I just added a little epoxy sculpt to the top. What I wanna do now is do his little tenderly boys. This scrap, which I feel like is perfect because it's kind of already in rags and kind of like, it's kind of already tenderly. And then I have some of this green. See if it'll tear nicely. Yeah. Why this works is because you have the warp and then you have the weft of a woven fabric, because the woven fabric, it's like, and so then if you split at the top, you can do it like that. Obviously not for very fancy things, but I think for a Halloween decoration, it's pretty good. And it doesn't need to be all that thick, so I could do this to at least some of it and just get a little bit more out of the scrap. Fun. Ooh, that's nice. And then I can kind of just... Spooky! He's so cute and a little creepy. That's what we're going for. Dan and I came up with a spooky scale. So you know how like when you read like a romance book, there's like the spice scale and it's like, you know. This is our spooky scale. So 1 ghost, you've got Winnie the Pooh Halloween special, and then all the way over here, actual, very scary, creepy things. I would say here is like scary old movies, The Omen, stuff like that. My mom isn't scared by anything, and she never was as a child, and she would just show me the scariest movies ever, and didn't understand that like not everyone is like her, and so I'm just totally traumatized by all the movies she made me watch. Lovingly showed me, because she was like, I wasn't scared, she won't be scared either. I was scared. I would say we're like a 1.5 ghost household. So I definitely go for spooky, not scary. What kind of, is this like a 3 ghost at this point? I don't know, maybe it's scarier than I meant to make it. Figuring out the length. So obviously some are shorter and some are longer.
I found a lining of an old skirt that I had already gutted the front of, and so I just ripped that up. Decided to sew all the strips together.
Itty bitty fairy skirt. It's so cute. And then I'm gonna just like this and then glue this part down. So I'm just gonna kind of lay this in here, glue it down. Oh, he looks so cute. Spooky. Just gonna glue it down with some hot glue. Don't run away. Don't run away. Oh God. Hello. All I have to do is paint the top and Enoch is done. Wow, look at that.
As you may have noticed, I did work on all these projects at the same time. So I tried to batch do epoxy sculpt and then batch do spraying Plasti Dip and then letting things dry. So then I would arrive at this day where I could really do a ton of painting.
It's like, wow, taking a nice break from painting. Seems like even my breaks from painting involve quite a bit of painting. It's just who I am. I can't help it. He's not like a bright orange pumpkin, you know what I mean? So, because he's like been in the woods, you know, like attached to a tree. I love him. He's so cute and spooky. I just glued him in, and I'm glad I painted him separate because it would have been really hard to paint him once he's in there. I shoved the disposable gloves that I used when I was using glue, and I stuck him inside there so it would look like dark, and he would kind of like rest on something because he was just kind of like floating and hanging on by his little feet. I just wanted to let it fully dry before I did another coat of white on top to make it pop a little bit more. I gotta get the flowers, and then I need to add a little bit of hardware to the door. I think I need to do a little bit more layering on this and this. I will maybe show you how I add the hardware, but other than that, I will see you when I install everything. So I had an extra ratchet strap, just like we have so many. I've got, all right, so just hot glued one end to this, and then I need to figure out the exact measurement of this. I have the measurement, but I need to like just test it around the tree. And then I'm just gonna add one of the sides of this to this, and then I will attach the other side to the end of whatever. Hi. I found it actually really challenging to make this image not look creepy, like look the level of cute and spooky that it is. I think it came up pretty cute. Nothing is funnier than this image. All right, I'm just gonna use this little setup.
I returned to my little pumpkin people of Botsfield painting, adding a little bit more dimension, and I realized I wanted to make it darker and more quintessentially Halloween, so adding the black checkered. And with that, we're ready to decorate and see all the spooky goodness in the house.
Perfect.
You know when you have a show that you love and then there's just a holiday special episode? Well, that's kind of what I wanted to do for this video. I hope you enjoyed the spooky edition of being in my interdisciplinary art studio. I had a blast making the time to make some arts and crafts because as a full-time working artist, I am normally, you know, up against gallery deadlines and doing so many things that really are artwork, and it was just so nice to just have fun and make some fun, funky crafts to celebrate this incredibly gorgeous season, as well as the fact that this is our first year living in our new house. And so I wanted to start a collection of Halloween decorations that we can bring out year after year, and yeah, just keep the spooky time alive. I love my little frog. So it was really cool to be able to use scraps as I always try to do. And then I used a few new materials. Epoxy sculpt, EVA foam, and foam clay for the first times ever, and a Dremel. I will say, creating the illusion of space, totally fine. Creating even the simplest form in 3 dimensions is extremely challenging to my brain, so I'm proud of myself for trying that out. As I had mentioned, starting in November, I'm not gonna be sharing weekly videos. I'm gonna be sharing for sure a monthly video on Patreon, and then probably it'll boil down to about 1 video here on YouTube a month. So if you're really excited to get more insights into my interdisciplinary practice, if you're new here, I'm mainly painting, stuff like this, painting, and not making crafty things, but sometimes I do. Sometimes I like to make things for my home. I'm excited to transition to being able to kind of focus back in my studio. Basically, I saw video editing and creating videos as a new medium. When I get a new medium, I tend to get really overly excited, and I was like, I'm gonna get really good at video editing and making videos, and the only way I can imagine do that is if I just make a video every single week for 6 months. And I did that over 6 months, actually. I feel like I really was able to kind of dive into something that I've really wanted to do for a long time, to be able to teach 11 plus years of teaching now to a greater audience.
I know that not everyone gets to go to art school, and I'd love to be able to teach anyone that's excited about fundamentals.
So if you've been enjoying these videos and you would like to show me a little love, go over to Patreon or become a free member and gain some fun goodies as well, or be a fellow maker. Thanks for hanging out in the studio with me, and I hope you have a wonderful Halloween. If you are making any Halloween decorations, please share them below. I would love to know. My husband and I are both taking the day off for Halloween. We're gonna play board games all day and dress up in our Hobbit costumes. Okay, I will see you on the flippy flop. Bye. He's still kind of an underbite, but it's fine. Oh, I also made this little mushroom. I made this little felted guy. Isn't he so cute? I'm gonna be totally honest with you. Every single scary movie I've ever seen in my entire life lives in my brain and will play on repeat until the day I die. I can't watch scary things. Oh. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. I feel like every time I cut my bangs, there's a little bit of like Azula energy in there, and you're like, I'm fine. I just needed to control something, so I just cut my bangs. It inevitably goes a little pear-shaped, but Enoch is so cute and spooky, and he's got in my books. House noises. Is it haunted? Who knows? Probably.